ನಮಸ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಏಕಲಾವತಿ ಕಾಮತ್, ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಪಾಲಿಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ವಿಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರೇಣಿ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಈಗ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಇನ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟರಿ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್. The paleography of a country is a highly fascinating and instructive study to all lovers of antiquity, for it deals with the art of writing, which as an index of culture differentiated man from animal and man from animal and provided him with an instrument of conservation, augmentation and transmission of racial traditions from generation to generation. The invention of writing was indeed a momentous invention, not only helped man to reach a wider circle of audience, but also supplied him with the most stable medium of the propagation of knowledge and the diffusion of human culture. The early history of Indian writing, like the history of India, is still in a melting pot, and no definite date can yet be attributed to it. This is due to many gaps in this history of ancient India and the paucity of materials on the subject. Until recently, most of the Oriental scholars of Europe were inclined to fix the date of the origin of the art of writing in India in the centuries of the first millennium BC, because most of them believed that the art of writing could not be known to prehistoric India, then a land of savagery, before the Indo-Arya invasion, which took place in the later half of the second millennium BC. Both Max Muller and Bernal held that view that the art of writing started in India even later than the 4th century BC. Dr. Bulher, however, did not agree with them. He was rather disposed to fix the date sometime in the 10th century BC. But all these views, expressed either in the 19th century or in the early part of the 20th, do not hold good today in view of subsequent developments. Latest researches into the history and antiquity of Sanskrit language and literature, recent findings disclosing a new chapter of a very close relationship between India and the Western Semitic world, now known as the Middle East countries, since Solomon's time, 10th century BC, and the discovery of the relics of the Indus Valley civilization in 1921, suggest a still remoter date for the origin of the Indian civilization, as also of the introduction of writing. Dr. David Deringer also holds similar views. Writing, according to him, must have been introduced into Aryan India sometime between the 8th century BC and 6th century BC, and that the Brahmi script was much later in date than the Indus Valley script. So far as literary evidences are concerned, we may refer to the Astadhyayi, a work on grammar written by Panini in the 8th century BC, the Arthashastra of Kautilya, which belongs to the 4th century BC, the Buddhist work Lalita Vistara, which enumerates in its 10th chapter in use of as many as 64 scripts, the Jatakas and the two Jaina works, Sovavayanga Sutra and Pannavana Sutra, which belongs to the 3rd and 2nd century BC, respectively, and a host of other sources, all of which give us authentic information about the high antiquity of Indian writing. Besides, there are also paleographic evidence which are found all over the country and the testimony of foreign writers like Megasthenes, Megasthenes, the Greek ambassador, Huan Shang, the great Chinese traveler, Albiri, Alberini, the Arab scholars, and others, all indicating the high antiquity of the art of writing in India. In the light of the above literary and other evidences, a question naturally crops up. If writing had been in vogue so early, why is that not even a single specimen of it prior to the 5th century BC has been found out anywhere in the country? The answer to the question is that, as in most cases, even in India, the public reciters and rhapsodists preceded the written book by several centuries. Writing started rather too late, and the antiquarians believed that it was not earlier than 1000 BC. This was because the early Aryans scorned to inscribe or engrave the immortal word on any transient material and preferred to rely on human memory. Moreover, the system of education in ancient India laid emphasis on learning personally from the lips of the teacher and remembering the text. Even the Vedas were not reduced to writing because a learned teacher who recommended the text could alone recite them correctly. Besides, to recite them from a manuscript was considered neither desirable nor honorable on the part of a Brahmin scholar, but the fact that the Vedas were not put to writing need not lead us to the conclusion that the art of writing was unknown in the Vedic age, nor should the absence of any monumental writing between the 6th century BC and the age of the Indus Valley civilization be constructed to suggest that the art of writing was unknown in India during that period. The truth about it is that writing was used while composing the book, and the author memorized the text as soon as it was written for his personal use as well as for transmission to students his students. When writing became common, important documents like royal edicts and proclamations and moral maxims and commandments were incised or engraved on hard materials like stone and metal, which was naturally survived long centuries, and books were generally written on such a perishable material as inner bark of trees. beech bark, palm leaf, cloth, etc., which partially on account of their frail nature and partly on account of the Indian climate have perished. This accounts for a lack of written documents in India prior to 500 BC. Hence, the early history of India before the 5th century BC is still the province of archaeology. Now, the history and research of early writing. Since 1886, there have been systematic attempts to collect and catalog these inscriptions along with the translation and publication of documents. Inscriptions may be in the Brahmi or Tamil Brahmi script. Royal inscriptions were also engraved on copper plates, as were the Indian copper plate inscriptions. The edicts of Ashoka contain Brahmi script and its regional variant. Tamil Brahmi was an early script used in the inscription in cave walls of Tamil Nadu and later evolved into the Tamil Vatteluttu alphabet, the Pattiprolu alphabet, as well as a variant of Brahmi. The Kadamba alphabet of the early centuries BCE gave rise to the Telugu Kannada alphabet, which developed into the Kannada and Telugu script. First appearance of writing in the Indian subcontinent. The first undisputed evidence of writing in the Indian subcontinent apart from the Bronze Age Indus script, which is undis- undeciphered and may not actually encode spoken or written language, are the edicts of Ashoka from 250 BCE. Several inscriptions were thought to be pre-Ashokan by earlier scholars. These include the Viprava relic cascade inscription, the Badli pillar inscription, the Batti Prolo relic cascade inscription, the Sohagura copper plate inscription, the Mahastangagara Brahmi inscription, the Irana coin legend, the Takshila coin legends, and the inscription on the silver coins of Suffix. However, more recent scholars have dated them to later periods. Until the 1990s, it was generally accepted that the Brahmi script used by Ashoka spread to South India during the second half of the 3rd century BCE, assuming a local form now known as Tamil Brahmi. Beginning in the late 1990s, archaeological excavations have produced a small number of candidates for Brahmi epigraphy predating Ashoka. Preliminary press reports of such pre-Ashokan inscriptions have appeared over the years, such as Palani, Erode, and Adi Channalur, dated to 500 BCE. But so far, only the claimed pre-Ashokan inscriptions at Anuradhapura have been published in an internationally recognized academic journal. Writing in Sanskrit, epigraphical hybrid Sanskrit EHS appears in the 1st to 4th centuries CE Indian epigraphy becomes more widespread over the first millennium, engraved on the faces of cliffs, on pillars, on tablets of stone, drawn in caves and on rocks. Some gouged into the bedrock. Later, they were also inscribed on palm leaves, coins, Indian copper plate, inscriptions, and on temple walls. Many of the inscriptions are couched in extravagant language, but when the information gained from inscriptions can be corroborated with the information from other sources, such as still existing monuments or ruins. Inscriptions provide insight into India's dynastic history that otherwise lacks contemporary historical records. Of the 1 lakh inscriptions found by the Archaeological Survey of India, about 60,000 were in Tamil Nadu. Of these 60,000 inscriptions, only about 5% were in other languages such as Telugu, Kannada, Sanskrit, and Marathi. The rest were in Tamil. Over 25,000 Kannada inscriptions were unearthed in Karnataka, though an in-depth study of many of these is yet to be conducted according to Hampi Kannada University Sociology Department head and researcher Devara Kondareddy. This is one of the edicts of Ashoka in the Brahmi script in Luria, Araraj, Bihar, circa 250 BCE. And the first stone inscription excavated at Battiprolu, Andhra Pradesh, believed to be from 3rd century BCE. Then another one, Tamil inscription from Mangulam, dated to 3rd century BCE. Thank you.